Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I truly appreciate you joining me. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. I have a collective haul and I'm going to get started with Dollar Tree. Jack and I went to several Dollar Trees because I was shopping for dimensional stickers that have farm animals, a barn, tractor, stuff like that. And I didn't find anything. I have purchased a pack like that before from Dollar Tree, but not this time around. However, Jack spotted these rub-on transfers and I thought, ooh, I can use those. I'm currently working on a journal for someone out of the Little Golden Book, Old MacDonald. He also spotted this fabric in the Crafter Square aisle, all to do with farmhouse. So I picked that up. And that is it from the Crafter Square aisle. I also picked up this packing cube. Now, I've mentioned this a couple of times in previous videos that I'm going to be taking a church history trip at the end of May. So I thought this might be helpful in my suitcase. So I got one of these, and this is what it looks like. So I already took it out of the plastic. It does have a zipper closure. So I thought this would be handy to keep some of my, some of the stuff I'm packing in my suitcase separated. So I thought I'd give that a try. It's not the best quality, I don't think. Maybe for this one trip it might, work, but I don't know if it'll last beyond that. Hey, but for $1.25, I thought I'd give it a try. All right, the only other thing I picked up from Dollar Tree were these scent boosters. A lot of people have hauled these and said that they were great. They smell wonderful. So I picked up two bottles of these scent boosters. They do. They really smell really, really good. A really strong scent. All right, that is it from Dollar Tree. From Michael's, I picked up several packs of dimensional stickers, all to do with farm animals, barn, tractor. Someone recently asked me if I would do a journal out of the Little Golden Book, Old MacDonald. So here's what I found at Michael's. Got that one. And this one, and I really like the little red barn and tractor in this pack. And then this I thought would go really well in the journal too. Very, very cute. When we were done looking at stickers, Jack pointed out this end cap with paper pads that were $5 a piece. And at first I'm like, I don't need paper, but then he pointed out this pack, and it has a lot of holographic cardstock in it. So pretty. So I'm going to flip the camera and do a quick flip through. All right, here's the paper pad I picked up at Michael's. Again, it was $5. It's by Craftsmith. You get 48 sheets, and it is holographic cardstock in here. So let me share what's inside. Here are the cut-aparts. And a lot of it is just this purple cardstock in here. It's a little bit of blue. I really like all of this. And then you see the iridescent pattern in there. Really pretty. That one too. That one, a lot of it there. That one's gorgeous. I thought this would be really fun to work with, so I went ahead and picked it up, and I couldn't pass up a deal of $5 for this paper pad. And then here is the last one. Again, you get two of each print. Jack and I went to Savers and a couple of garage sales. Yes, they're starting already. So I'm going to start off with the one thing I found at Savers. It was just this one Stampin' Up! Stamp set. It's called Oval All, and there's 4 of them, and they're all in there. And I paid $4 for them. You can see the price right there, $3.99. I didn't use a coupon or anything like that because it was just this one purchase. And I thought they were really cool ovals with sentiments. And then in this box was this homemade card using one of the ovals. So that's a bonus. And there's the person that put it together, and it's blank inside, so I'll use that. And then from one garage sale, Jack spotted this Winnie the Pooh stamp set, and it's all there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am picking this up. Such a cute little stamp set. It looks like it was gently used, and it also had the ink pad with it. So I paid, I think it was $4 for that. So I got that. And then at another garage sale was this group of items right here, and this was $3. However, Jack gave her $5 because we didn't really have ones or anything. In this grouping of things were these magazines. I like this magazine. So, stamping and paper craft. So that's fun to look through. And then there's another one here. And then there was these printed pages, tips and techniques of stamping. And so I'll look through that. And then there was this baggie of pom-poms. There was another baggie of pipe cleaners. I've already set them aside to give them to someone that I know would use them because I won't. And then this ribbon. There's 3 spools of this ribbon, and I thought this was really pretty. Just a wonderful Southwest looking one. So there was, is it 3? Yeah, 3 of those. And then 2 of this print. And again, just such a pretty pattern on there. There was this one that's just this red ribbon. So that got that. And then also in that bag was this bag of just a variety of beads. So I'll be sharing those with some friends as well. And then this container of beads. So I'm planning to have a couple of girls over, hopefully a few girls over, to come make some stretchy bracelets. So those will be put to good use. Okay, so that was one bag for what we paid, $5. And then moving over here, this grouping of craft supplies were $10. And what was in this grouping were several stacks of these blank postcards. Now those will be really fun to, stamp on and use. So there's a bunch of them. Oop, I just dropped one. I'm trying to pick them all up. There's a bunch. A bunch. And then this lined spiral little notebook. Also, this must be really pretty old because this is a Tim Holtz, and it's these, what are they called? Applicator, those little pads. And I thought, oh, I don't have any of those, but then here was the holder for it. So those go together. So that was cool. Also in this whole box of stuff, and again, this whole box of things were $10. In here are a bunch of neutral colors of raffia, just a bunch, and I'll use that. That'll be fun to use for projects. Let's see, let's go over here. Here's 2 bottles of this StazOn all-purpose cleaner. So I'll have to see if I can clean stamps with that. And then here's a grouping of some chalk ink pads, or chalk pads, or I guess is what you call them, in several colors. Glue sticks. And then right here are a bunch of re-inkers. So right here is the sprays in different colors. It's just to spray on projects, and I will definitely use those because I do, I love that technique. And then here is Versify Mark, and I think this is for
I'll have to double check, but I think this is for when you're doing heat embossing, I believe. It may not be, so I'll have to check on that before I use it. This one, I definitely have the ink pad for. It's the Stays On Refill Jet Black, and I do have that, and I could use that. Right in here are just other re-inkers, just different, I think they're different brands. I tried to sort them out. These ones are old, they say Tim Holtz archival ink. And I think that's what all of these are those archival inks. So I'm going to check to see if I have the ink pads for that. Right in here are just a variety of other re-inkers. So, and then these are also re-inkers, but they are, I guess they're also archival brilliant pearlized poppy. So that'll, it doesn't feel like there's anything in there, but I will shake it up real good and then just test it out. And then these are all the same kinds of re-inkers, and these are, see if I can read this one, Marvy, I guess. I don't know if I have any ink pads for this, but you know, whatever I don't use, I will share. So that was the one for $10. All of this here. So that was a cool find. And yeah, that's what we picked up at Savers, the one thing at Savers, and a couple of garage sales.
All right, finally on to Hobby Lobby. I did find some more clearance items. I found these envelopes by Paper Studio, and here's the price for those. I picked up 2 packages because these aren't white envelopes. They're a gray tint to them. So I got 2 packages of those. And then I couldn't pass up these envelopes. They're the craft paper envelope. And what a great price for 50. So I got those. And then I found some dimensional stickers. These are crowns. And then also these poinsettias. Now I have some of these in my Christmas stash, but I really love embellishing cards with these, so I thought, yeah, I'll pick these up. And these are the only ones that were there in the clearance aisle. I also found some dimensional sunflower stickers. Now look how cute those are, and I picked up both that they had. All right, the last thing from Hobby Lobby are more wood stamps. So let me show you which ones I picked up. This one says, please do not bend. And let's see, where's the price of that one? Here it is. And then this one says, grace upon grace. And there's the price there, I believe. Here is a little bird. I don't know if it goes that way. I think it does. And then here's the price. All right. This one says, made with love. This one, I cannot tell if it's a flower or a sun because it's really hard to see because it's the image is in yellow, but here's the other side. And then, let's see, I took the price off that because it was just on the front, but it was clearanced, had the orange sticker. And then I also picked up this one. And we were looking because they had all of these wood mount stamps in a bin, in a little bucket, in the clearance area, not on the aisle where the stamps are. So we were looking through them, and Jack found a treasure. I could not believe he found it. And he was looking through all of them, so this is the only one of this one that he found. It's of House Mouse. Now, you guys know I love House Mouse stamps. I could not believe this was in the clearance area. It does have a orange sticker. But here is the stamp. Isn't that adorable? I love it. I'm like, ooh, what a treasure. And then here is the price of that. So that to me was the find of the day. All right, that is it for my collective haul. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Till next time, be safe, be happy, be positive, and you guys rock.